All right, today's message is coming from Matthew chapter 25, starting in verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And the 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. Amen. When we look at this message, it really doesn't matter how many wise there were. God will always bless someone to be wise. In order to be wise, there has to be a comparison. Wise in comparison to what? To the people of the world and what they're doing. There's always a contrast. Now, when God calls someone wise, they're wise. There doesn't need to really be a contrast. But in this case, we need to understand that he's showing that these are on the same playing ground. They're virgins. They could be raised in the same village, same household. But 5 were still considered wise and 5 were not. God is showing us that it doesn't matter about the households that serve God, because we like to hide ourselves under that umbrella. Well, my dad is a pastor and my mom is an evangelist and the children are wicked. Or let's speak about marriages that seem to have lasted forever. But what kind of marriage is it? Is it on the foundation of God? Or is it one where one's leading to the other versus one chastening one another, esteeming one another? God is showing us here the division that's going to happen in the end of the days, which is this day and age. How although you're all bearing the same last name as being a people in the same household, you could be very different in the eyes of God. Let's look at Jesse's household. David, being the youngest, was chosen from all the rest. You may say, well, there could only be one king. But I say there is only one that was wise enough to be king. You have to realize that there's a certain meekness and humbleness that needs to happen when you're a child of God. It doesn't matter your age. Many of us, the older we get, the weaker we get in the faith. What we didn't tolerate when we were new in the faith, now we're making room for as we get older. And making excuses like, well, it's not that bad. If we cut everyone on the same playing field, this is what God is saying in this message. These are virgins, pure of the pure. Yet, he's still able to find 5 that are wise and 5 that aren't because of their works. Now, do you think it was this one occasion that determined if they were wise or not wise? No, this is their mentality. Before they got to this point, these 5 that were considered foolish were known by their works of old. It's not like they were just born and bam, they're at a certain age where they're expected to be carrying these lamps and have the oil in the lamps. No, they had a long time to change the way they think, change the way they act, change the way that they look at life. The same areas within our lives that we believe we cannot change, this is required of us to change. And we already know. If you don't think that something's wrong within you, because you're looking at the world and everyone else is doing the same thing, you're not going to be able to pray to God or seek change for something that you think is normal.